And I went down and I opened my eyes. I saw like right in front of me this huge eyeball like about the size of a saucer. 100 new species discovered off the coast of Chile, a new form of oxygen production in the deep sea that may put a halt to deep sea mining. And could small deep sea creatures help us understand neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's? These are some of the most incredible deep sea discoveries made in 2024. 100 new species off the coast of Chile. Early in 2024, an amazing deep sea expedition uncovered possibly over 100 new species off the coast of Chile. Between January 8 and February 11, researchers aboard the Schmidt Ocean Institute's research vessel Falser 2 explored the seafloor. The expedition, called Seamounts of the Southeast Pacific, focused on underwater mountains or seamounts in three main areas: the NASA and Sales W. Gomez Ridges, which stretch 1,800 miles from Chile to Easter Island, and the Juan Fernandez and Nazca Desventuradas marine parks. During the expedition, the team mapped the ocean floor and discovered four previously unknown seamounts. The largest was 11,581 feet, or 3,530 meters, above the seafloor. To put that into perspective, that's more than 4 times the height of the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building. As I said before, they also discovered more than 100 previously undiscovered species, including various corals, sponges, sea urchins, mollusks, and crustaceans. Lead scientist Javier Salas, a marine biologist, said, "We far exceeded our hopes on this expedition. The amount we found, especially for some groups like sponges, is mind-blowing." Cone jelly. What you're looking at here is a cone jelly. As alien as it looks, it may actually be able to give us some insight into the human brain. A recent study funded by the U.S. National Science Foundation has uncovered how ocean creatures, specifically cone jellies, have adapted to survive in radically different environments, i.e., shallow waters versus the extreme depths of the ocean. The research revealed that deep sea and shallow water cone jellies have different types of lipid molecules in their cell membranes. These lipids help the creature's cells stay stable in their environments. For deep-sea cone jellies, the high pressure of the ocean floor keeps their cell membranes intact. But if brought to the surface, the lack of pressure causes their membranes to break down, and the jellyfish basically turns to goo. On the flip side, shallow water cone jellies have membranes that are too rigid to function properly under the extreme pressures of the deep sea. What does this mean for us? Well, the deep-sea cone jelly membranes are made up of plasmalogens, a type of lipid which is also found in the human brain. In humans, a loss of plasmalogens has been linked to diseases like Alzheimer's. So, researchers are hoping that with more research, they'll be able to better understand these lipids' role in our brains, and by extension, how diseases of the brain develop. Deep-sea mining. Deep-sea mining was really called into question this past summer. Researchers found that oxygen is being produced deep in the ocean from small metallic nodules on the seafloor. This is a pretty amazing find because before, we thought that oxygen was only produced through photosynthesis, which relies on sunlight. Professor Andrew Sweetman, who led the study, said, "For aerobic life to begin on the planet, there had to be oxygen. But we now know that there is oxygen produced in the deep sea where there is no light." The discovery came while the team was studying the potential effects of deep-sea mining in the Clarion-Clipperton Zone, between Hawaii and Mexico. The nodules they sampled had an electric charge high enough to split seawater into hydrogen and oxygen, which Sweetman described as effectively batteries in a rock. This finding makes deep-sea mining more controversial than it already is. On one hand, some think mining the ocean floor is really important for gathering minerals needed for a transition to green energy. But many oceanographers are concerned that we don't fully understand the impact this could have on deep-sea ecosystems, and that's becoming even more apparent with this recent discovery. Carnivorous sea sponges. Also in 2024, 6 new species of carnivorous sea sponges were discovered. Marine biologists using an ROV, remotely operated vehicle, found the 6 new species off the coast of Western Australia. The sponges belong to the Cladorhisidae family. This discovery puts the total number of this family in Australia at 41. Dr. Jim Thompson, CEO of Queensland Museum, said, "These new-to-science species enhance our knowledge of this family and highlight the importance of ongoing exploration and conservation of marine biodiversity." Previously, scientists would collect carnivorous sponges by trawling the ocean floor. But now, advancements in ROV technology allow them to observe these creatures in their natural habitats, all from the comfort of their office desks, which is pretty incredible. Clarion Zone. In March of 2024, a 45-day deep-sea expedition to the Clarion-Clipperton Zone uncovered some bizarre but fascinating creatures. Thomas Dahlgren, a marine ecologist from the University of Gothenburg, was part of the team aboard the British research vessel. He stated, "These areas are the Earth's least explored. It's estimated that only 1 out of 10 animal species living down here has been described by science." The team explored the abyssal plains, deep-sea regions at depths of 3,500 to 5,500 meters. Despite covering more than half of the Earth's surface, we know very little about life down there. The animals in these extreme depths survive on very little food, mostly organic debris called marine snow falling from the surface. The team used an ROV to capture footage and collect samples. Some of their coolest discoveries were bowl-shaped sponges and a pink sea cucumber, known as a sea pig. Dahlgren described these sea cucumbers as some of the largest animals found on this expedition. They act as ocean floor vacuum cleaners. The team also photographed a cup-shaped glass sponge thought to live up to 15,000 years. Ocean's Twilight Zone, scientists recently studied. The ocean's twilight zone, a deep, dark region 200 to 1,000 meters below the surface. They found that this area is not only low in light but also iron deficient, affecting the growth of bacteria. To survive, these bacteria produce special molecules called siderophores, which help them gather tiny amounts of iron from the surrounding water. The study focused on the Pacific Ocean to understand how these bacteria adjust to the harsh environment. Tim Conway, an associate professor of chemical oceanography, explained that understanding the organisms that facilitate carbon uptake in the ocean is essential for understanding climate change. When organic matter from the surface ocean descends to the deep ocean, it acts as a biological pump that removes carbon from the atmosphere and stores it in seawater sediments. Pulsar 2 discovery. This year, scientists discovered unique ecosystems in volcanic caves under hydrothermal vents on the seafloor during a 30-day expedition aboard the Schmidt Ocean Institute's Pulsar 2. The team explored an undersea volcano along the East Pacific Rise, where 2 tectonic plates meet. Using the ROV Sebastian, they discovered caves filled with giant tube worms, some over 1.5 feet long, along with snails and other animals. Dr. Sabine Gallner, a marine biologist involved in the study, called it mind-blowing to see animals living beneath the vents. Life below these vents had mostly been a mystery. Water inside the Earth. This year, scientists continued researching the possibility of a hidden ocean deep beneath our feet. About 400 miles below the Earth's surface, a massive reservoir of water is trapped in a rock called ringwoodite. While scientists knew water could be stored inside mantle rocks, they never imagined it could exist in such a form. The water is held in a sponge-like structure in the rock. Geophysicist Steve Jacobson explained, "Ringwoodite is like a sponge soaking up water. There's something very special about its crystal structure that allows it to attract hydrogen and trap water." The study showed that this water could make up a large portion of the Earth's total water supply. If this rock contains just 1% water, it would mean the Earth has 3 times as much water deep below the surface as in all the oceans combined. All that said, I've been your host, James. Let me know if you need any further assistance.